The NFT market is saturated. There are so many new projects coming out every day and they all look the same. And as the saturation levels increase, so do the scam projects and the quick cash grabs. And in this video, we are going to cover 3 major NFT red flags that you must look out for. And included in these red flags is a very big issue that has come up many times in the comments of my previous videos. Fake Twitter followers. If we're looking at the Twitter followers for a project as a metric of success, how do we know that these Twitter followers are even real? Let's get into the content. Welcome aboard the Bitcoin Express. My name is Chase. Let's get to it. The first major NFT red flag to look out for is whether a project has a very high price at mint date. If an NFT project has a very high price at launch, it basically kills the project at the very beginning, because when it comes to NFTs, as we know, it's all about community. But if you have a very expensive price at mint, you are already excluding many people from joining this community, and instead you just get a small elite club. And when it comes to Ethereum, Solana, or Cardano NFTs, this holds true. Whichever chain you're using, there should be a price point that's affordable enough for anyone to get involved. So with Ethereum in the past, I did say I believe it should be below 0.1 Ethereum, but that was a few months ago. Now with these high saturation levels, in my opinion, a project for Ethereum should have a min price of 0.08 or lower. 0.08 is the max price. So if you go on Rarity Tools and you scroll down, these projects will show you what the mint price will be. And the same thing for Solana as well. And of course, this will all have to do with the price of Ethereum or the price of Solana or another cryptocurrency, because if let's say Ethereum is worth $10,000 in the future, right? 0.08 would be a very high, expensive price to mint an Ethereum NFT. So with Solana, we are seeing a lot of these projects are catching on and they understand the power of community and an affordable price at mint. So if you go to how rare that is and look at the upcoming drops, you will see many of these projects have a min price of 1 Solana, 2, 2.5, 0.5. This is good. But this project over here that I'm looking at, 4 to 6 Solana for a mint, that is a pretty high price. And it's not about the money. You might have $1 million to spend on NFTs, but you want to make sure that you are buying into a project that will have a community in the future. We have seen projects on Solana have a min price, right? Not too long ago, maybe just a week or two ago, with a min price of 10 Solana, even when Solana was $100, right? $1,000 to mint an NFT, whether it's Solana, Cardano, or Ethereum, it should be no more than $400 to $500 per mint, right? That's the upper. If you see a project that has a min price of $700, $800, $900 worth of Cardano or Solana or Ethereum, it is definitely a red flag in my eyes. And you might be listening to this and thinking, well, is this really true? Because CryptoPunks and Bored Ape Yacht Clubs are the most successful, or 2 of the most successful NFT projects, yet they are very exclusive. It's very expensive to get involved in these projects. But if we look at the history of these projects, they started off for everyone. CryptoPunks were initially given out for free, and then they were trading for under 1 Ethereum. Bored Apes had a min price of 0.08 Ethereum, and then after that they traded for under 1 Ethereum. And very surprisingly, many people that hold punks and apes did not have much money in the past. They were not wealthy. Of course, now they are. They were able to get involved in these projects like everyone else. It's all about accessibility and building a community. So that's red flag number 1. Red flag number 2 is whether a project allows a user to mint an unlimited amount of NFTs at the mint, or they allow them to mint a very high amount of NFTs at mint. For example, every time there is an NFT launch, the smart contract will have directions on how many NFTs can be minted per transaction. When it comes to Bored Apes, a user was able to mint 20 apes per transaction. After that transaction was complete, they can go ahead and mint another 20 and another 20. And the whole point of having a limit is that it allows other users to get involved, because if there's no limit, someone can just come in, a whale, someone who is more skilled, who knows how to mint NFTs faster, and they can eat up the entire supply very quickly. And this also will kill the community right away. So you might have a project that's very cheap. Maybe it's 0.03 Ethereum to mint, right? Or whatever it is for Solana or Cardano. But if there's no limit, you'll have one person, a whale, come in and eat up the whole supply and kill the community. So a month ago, I would have said that 20 per transaction was the absolute limit. Anything above that is a major red flag. But a lot has changed in 1 month, and now the space is extremely saturated. So today, if I see a brand new project that allows 20 per transaction, especially if it's a popular project, it is a red flag in my eyes. And a lot of projects are catching on, and we are starting to see that they have limits, maybe 10 per transaction, 5 per transaction, 3 per transaction, even 1 per transaction. This is what I like to see, 1 per transaction, because it allows other people to get involved. There's a project I recently came across called the Tunes Project, and I decided to mint 2 of these NFTs. And the reason why is, number one, it was free, right? There was no price. However, you did have to pay for gas. And number two, not only was there a limit per transaction, there was a limit per wallet address. 2 of these NFTs per wallet address. So we are starting to see that projects are catching on. They're putting limits, maybe 5 per transaction, 1 per transaction, or even maybe 1 or 2 per wallet. And we also are seeing projects that are having whitelist or reservation systems. And this helps solve the problem of gas wars. A gas war is when so many people are trying to mint the same NFTs at the same time, and they drive up the gas costs for Ethereum. So by having a reservation system or a whitelist for people that are following early, early fans of the project, they will be rewarded. And then we do see some projects that have a hybrid, right? They may have a whitelist or a reservation system for the early followers, and then they will have a general mint. And during that general mint, there may be a limit, right, of 3 NFTs per transaction, 2 or even 1. So that's red flag number 2. Now, red flag number 3, fake Twitter followers. And this is very important because in a previous video, I said, go ahead, look at the Twitter followers. If you see they have, 10, 20, 30,000 followers, there's a lot of demand. But many people said they could be fake, and they have a point. And we can check for fake followers 2 ways, whether we use a tool or we can do it manually. So for example, right now I'm on the website followeraudit.com, and we can put this to the test. So over the last couple of weeks, there's been a lot of hype about the project CyberKongs. And the word is they have a great community and a lot of engagement. So I decided to put it to the test. So I use this tool, followeraudit.com. They have a free version that will analyze up to 5,000 of those followers. I entered it here, and this is what it showed for CyberKongs. They have 3.28% fake followers, 0.32 inactive followers, and 96.4% active followers. And it's more important than just distinguishing the difference between whether you have fake followers or real followers. It's also very important to know whether the real followers are engaged or not. You might have 100% real followers, but 0% engagement. In that case, there is no real community. There is no real engagement. So this is a free version that I'm using. It just takes 5,000 followers as a sample size. But if you want to use these types of tools, not just this auditing tool, but other ones as well, usually you can upgrade, right? Pay a certain amount if you want to audit a page with 10,000 followers or 20 or 30,000 followers. And you can also do this manually. If you have a project, an NFT project on Twitter with, let's say, 40 or 50,000 followers, but every time they make a post, they get 1 like or maybe 1 or 2 retweets, they likely have many fake followers. Also, look at the date the account was created. If you see a brand new account that was created 3 days ago, and in 3 days, they have 40,000 followers, and also on top of that, there's no engagement on their posts, it is likely that they have fake followers. And if you go to Twitter and you look at the top, you can see when the Twitter account joined, the month and the year. And something important to note about fake followers is that when it comes to social media, and in this case, Twitter, if someone, say, for example, has 10,000 followers on Twitter, this doesn't mean that they're going to get 10,000 likes or 10,000 retweets on their post. With social media, it will usually be a percentage of the total followers. Of course, once in a while, you may have something that gets more engagement or goes viral. So if you see a project on Twitter that has, let's say, 10,000 followers, an NFT project, and their post has maybe 1,000 likes, you might first look at that and think, whoa, they only have 1,000, yet they have 10,000 followers. I want you to know that that's normal. You will not have the same amount of followers and the same amount of likes per post. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you next time.